Folks, how y'all doing today? It's me, Stately, and this is City Skylines. Welcome to the fair town of good intentions, where everything old is broken again. This intersection was never really a problem until I built this entire neighborhood here, and now it's a problem. So we're gonna see what we can do about it today. For one, it would appear that the roundabout just doesn't have enough capacity. And it would also appear that they're only using the outer lane in the roundabout. So let's see if we can cajole these guys into more properly using both lanes by only allowing the inner lane to go straight. That way, there's two turning lanes on every intersection. And that should double the capacity of the entire thing. Hopefully. Okay, so that might be enough in its own right. There's a problem here, though. Apparently it's not a problem. Nope, not a problem at all. We'll just go straight over that bastard. Let's replace this with the standard 4-lane road. We have, the basic 4-lane road here, and it's the same width. So that's not a problem, and that will solve that. Let's make sure that my intersections are still the same. Are they? They are not. Okay, so that should work, and now we're getting... Oh, chaos. Chaos, thy name is traffic. Now we're getting backed up through the entire intersection because of whatever the hell is going on here. Yeah, it's moving a little bit better, but this is still pretty bad, and this has gotten worse, actually. So what that means is we have to... and the weather has turned itself back on again. Once per episode, the weather turns itself back on. It's not even selected. So I think we're going to have to do like a legitimate interchange here and not my lazy budget interchange. So be it. If that's what we got to do, then that's what we'll do. I apologize for those of you who are actively using this road. Clearly, you're not going to be at work on time. I'll write a note for your boss if you need one. And let's replace the bit of freeway I just accidentally bulldozered. Like that, and we'll just leave it like this. It's fine. Everything's fine. They don't need to be able to get off the freeway here. We'll let them get off the freeway way over here and just move the mess. No, that's not what we're going to do. Okay, so, well, we can do the easy part first. Let's take a 2-lane, one-way, this guy right here, put a bend in it, run it from here to, I don't know, here? Did this thing just get less round? It feels like that thing changed. We're going to have to go in and kind of massage it back into form, I think. Let's get this done first. Okay. Why do these lanes look completely different? Because this one has decided that it wants to be a bridge. I don't want you to be a bridge. So let's go ahead and upgrade you to a regular road, like that. Okay, all right. That's coming along. Let's go ahead and see about moving this around a little bit, get it into a slightly more usable shape. It doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, obviously. That's silly, but, you know, I do like it to at least look more or less right. And, of course, having these intersections at a fairly mild angle makes it easier for the traffic to get in and off. They don't have to go quite as slow to get around. Okay, so next step, overpass here, and we're sticking with the standard 2-lane road. We'll start, I don't know if we can start opposite this. For the sake of symmetry, we're going to try. So what that means is that we want to go out and curve and up. Huh. I'm not really getting a visual on... Yikes! Yikes! Yeah, that's not what I had in mind. That's not what I had in mind at all. Okay. Let's try this again. Standard mode. We're not gonna force it to be a ramp because we just saw what happens when you do that. And we want to go to right about here at a reasonable altitude. And my guideline for reasonable altitude is usually about the height of the streetlights because, well, because if you don't, the streetlights end up sticking up through the bottom of your road, and ain't nobody want that. Okay, now we need to finagle our way down here. I think the best way to do that is to just go with a little straight section here. It's weird how these roads manage to tie themselves into knots if you try to turn them the wrong way. Okay, that looks pretty credible. All we need now is a way for people to get onto the southbound road from, say, here. This is where it gets kind of challenging because you're double stacking. But that doesn't mean that it can't be done. It just means that it's kind of challenging. So let's start, well, I guess we'll start here. And we'll go up and away. And we kind of want to end up, yeah. Turn the snaps off for this one because it's a little challenging. Kind of want to end up there-ish, I guess. That's way too high. And I'm a little afraid that if we go much lower, yeah, that's not gonna fly, is it? Okay, let's move the intersection farther back. We'll put it here. Still got the bend. And we'll go here-ish and up, obviously. Like that. And we're going to do a straight line here. Can I? No. I was thinking that just maybe it would be possible to run an interior ramp here. And it might be... Let's look at this for a second. All of those frozen cars don't help, for the record. All right, let's try raising this and this and this reasonably significantly. And then we'll take out this pillar. We don't really need it. Still got plenty of supports. We're not prone to earthquakes here. It would be interesting if it was. You know, you could theoretically have a natural disaster stuff where your actual structural integrity matters. Not with buildings, obviously. The game doesn't really play that way, but you could do it with roads. It would be kind of fun. Okay, what do we got going on here? The goal would be this, but I'm getting slope too steep and space already occupied, so... Yeah, I'm not really getting to where I need to be here, am I? Okay, let's see. Move this out like so. Smooth this more like that. Move this to right about there. And we're still having some serious altitude issues here. This flyover would have to be much higher if we want this to work. Hello? Is it me you're clicking on? So let's go ahead and raise this even further. That makes this a little steep, but not, I feel, impossibly steep. And then we'll take this and we'll make it a little bendier so that we're closer to a straight line there. Good. And now, just maybe, if I manage to click the right buttons in the right order. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, we actually got this sorted. All right, so I'm going to move this back because the line is way too steep. So we'll go like that, and we'll... Do we need to raise these sections some more? I feel like we do. I feel like this is going to cause people to bump their trucks into the overpass. Well, how do you guys like this for a bespoke little solution? Shall we turn the simulation back on and see what happens? I'm gonna do it. 1, 2, 3. They all they actually managed to find their way back to the nearest road. I admire that. But still got a pretty serious issue here. Okay, so there's a few things we can try here. We can go ahead and put down a 3-lane one-way road here. We can't. Why not? I'm not sure why not, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. And then we need one from here to here. And I don't want it to be a bridge. Okay, now we have 3 lanes there. We should upgrade this one as well. And then we'll probably have to redo the traffic designations, but let's take a look at this. Okay, I'm actually going to downgrade something here. This might seem counterintuitive, but I'm going to replace this section here with a single lane, because that way we have 3 lanes merging into 3 lanes. And that's a lot more sensible than what I was doing before. It's still kind of a mess, but it's clearing up. I don't know about that. I'm not too sure about that whole clearing up claim. I think we need to let this run for a little bit to know for sure whether we've solved the problem. This is still too high, isn't it? No? No? Yes. That looks a little less crazy. We're actually not getting a whole lot of people on this ramp at all. It's very lightly used. Almost everybody's going the other way. Let's see. So this, we still have traffic jams here. Let's get all of the signage in order. And okay, this is all still set. This one is not. You guys need to yield, and this is an exit only, so there's no signage to be had there. The next step, yeah, 2 lanes go right, 1 goes straight. We got that right. We had to change that on the 2-lane, but on the 3-lane here, that's perfectly fine. And this is actually, it feels like it's clearing out. It might just take a while. So I think what we'll do is we'll just let this run for a little bit. And we got a lot of people here trying to merge in now. But this is already much better. Even if there is still some traffic here, this is much less disastrous than it was. And actually, this is a fairly elegant little intersection. I don't hate this. I think I did a fair enough job on it. Okay, next step. I want to spend a little bit of time... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I want to spend a little bit of time looking at our industries today and see if I got everything more or less right with the warehouses and see if there are materials that are not being properly produced. And we also have still a large amount of residential demand. Now, last episode we added a little bit of residential here. We put in these high-density houses along this road. I think we'll maybe designate another area for high-density housing. For example, right here. And maybe we'll move the bus line around a little bit when it's in place. But, okay, let's turn this into a housing development. And as I often do, we'll start with a park and then kind of build things up around it. Let's see what our options are for a nice park. Park with trees. Park with trees is a little too big. Looks like everything's a little too big. But that'll do. Look at that. Very nice. And let's get some housing in here. We're not going to be able to put any giant houses in here, but I think we'll try to stay consistent with our sizes still. So we'll do something like that on this side, and maybe we'll have a little square here, a little plaza. And then over here we'll do, we can do some big old 4x4s over here. Alrighty, that looks promising. They're already starting to fill out. I think for the sake of convenience, we'll put down some convenience stores over on the side here, and That should do it. Let's look at our bus line and see if that needs a bit of adjusting. I haven't really checked in on these bus lines since I put them down, so maybe we need to do that. But let's go ahead and put a stop down here, and then because everybody here is going to be pissed, we'll add a stop there. We already have one there. Got one here, and then they go around and back to the bus station. Seems credible. This over here, kind of the same problem. We have a suitable bus line, but it's not going where it needs to be going. So that should fix that up, I think. And then we'll move this one over a little bit to say there. All right, that should sort our buses out for now. Let's look at the bus station real quick and see if there are like millions of people waiting anywhere. That's always a good visual indication that things have gone awry. This is kind of fun to watch, isn't it? It's like the bus satellite. The satellite of bus. All right. Well, we still have a bunch of abandonment here, and that's because I just put this section down. It seems to settle down after a while. I've noticed that before. And this looks about how we expected it to look, I suppose. We should take the area that isn't park and pave it a little bigger than a single brush, because single brush just takes forever. Maybe we can leave a couple of little green areas open, but the small gaps, and I've talked about this before, they bug me. So, especially corners. So this makes more sense. And then here, oops, just need to carefully kind of fill this in a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's all right. Let's see what we can put down here. Maybe we can have a little newsstand on the corner. Like that. And can we have some planters or something? Plant boxes. These are medium tree plantations. That's not what I'm looking for. Maybe a fountain. I know there are a couple here that can just be, yeah, like this guy right here. We can pop that down. We'll put it on the side here. And I wish there were something small enough playground-wise to put down here, because this would be a great place for a playground. But even a small playground is, you know, way bigger than this. So let's see about, I think I had a bar and grill kind of thing. This guy. Oh yeah, there we go. This guy, we can put it down over here, and then we can have some tables. We'll do some picnic type tables out front. Come on. And then what? Some foliage, some flowers, some, what do we got? Oh, that's nice. Look how nice that is. That's lovely. It's still a little sparse, but we don't need to go cluttering it up completely. Maybe we can just pop down a few nice little trees. That might be a bit much. Alright, we'll do it the old-fashioned way, and we'll actually click on the tree button. You made me do the boring thing! And Yeah, that's fine. That looks cute. Okay. Oh, we forgot about this section here. I think we want a couple of trees or something in there too. But maybe we'll go with some bigger ones, like some of the traditional pine trees that we use around here. And there we go. Got a nice little corner section there filled out. More residents means more workers. More workers means less abandonment, and less abandonment means less flashy lights. And in the end, the goal is fewer flashy lights. That's why we play the game, to make all of the flashy lights go away. What about this section? Shall we fill this out farther? Let's check in on our traffic woes. Our traffic woes have decreased, but they're not solved. Not by any stretch of the imagination. We're still getting not a lot of traffic jam here, actually. I keep looking at these cars along the roadside here, but they're just parked. Over here, it's slowing down to right about here. It was slowing down all the way over here, so that's progress. But I'm a little unclear on what's going on here. These guys are they getting in the wrong lane and then realizing that they have to change lanes to get around this? Yeah, we keep getting cars that have to scoot out of their lane. So I think what we'll do here is we'll force them to do that earlier on. From here, well, shoot. I don't know if people are going to have time, so maybe not from here. Maybe we'll go a little bit farther down. Let's say from here. We're going to force people to stay in their lanes until they've passed the intersection. And hello? So here, and what is this? I don't know what's going on here. I can't see the... What the hell is going on here? Come on. There it is. Okay. For some reason it's being projected on the water beneath the bridge. Why? Yeah, we don't know. That's what was happening. And it was a little stupid. Alright, this would be easier if the traffic wasn't moving. Hold on a sec. There. And on to the next one. This is, I'm just gonna keep the simulation paused until I've gotten all these things done, because it's kind of hard when the trucks keep going over your traffic indicators. And then the real problem is actually here. Okay, and then here, you have to go straight. You don't have to go straight. You cannot go straight. And that's it. So let's see if this makes the disaster slightly less disastrous. If people want to go past, they have to go onto this farthest lane right away. And I'm hoping that'll be okay. It's starting to back up again. This is rough. This is absolutely turning into more of a challenge than I had hoped. Now they're doing it here. Why are you people always doing this? No lane changes on the off-ramp. Get in the lane you want to be on well in advance, because you all are causing all kinds of hideous problems here. I'm telling you, man, these guys are obtuse. Like, this is how I've always driven. I don't want to change. Why would I change? The rest of the world should change. Okay. All right. Now we're getting backed up here again. I don't know. I think we might need more connections or more robust connections elsewhere to alleviate this. I hadn't really anticipated this, to be honest. I should have. I'm not saying I didn't anticipate it because I'm so smart, but what is this? You know what? One other thing we can do, we can widen this section. Let's just take this entire section. Oh. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no. That's terrible. What have I done? Is that not worthy of a bridge? Do I not get an actual bridge design for that? Huh. I missed my bridge. Okay, and now we have an extra lane. And since it's literally just this section that's always been problematic, who knows? Maybe this will do the trick. Now, here, do we need to do anything here? Is this okay? I guess this is okay. I mean, it's clearly a little crowded, but there's no huge backups here. So let's let it be. Let it ride for... Oh, man. Seriously? Are we doing this again? Didn't we just sort this out? Like, minutes ago? And then I updated the road, and all of these things went away. So here's the plan, guys. You can go there, and you can go there, and you have to go there, and you have to go there. Then we need to go all the way back and tell all of these people to stay in their frickin' lane some more. Because they just started the whole dance all over again. And now they're doing it here because you just push them back and they decide to change lanes somewhere else. Did I unfix the traffic? Because they're acting a lot like vanilla traffic now. And that saddens me. Oh, right. What's going on here? There. Yeah, this is still the section where we have to look in the water underneath the bridge for where our connections are going. Nicely done. I'm not going to complain too much. This is a fantastic mod. But this is clearly not the way this is supposed to work. Is all I'm saying. Come on. Maybe we'll just leave that one. Let's see what happens. So the rule here is basically sort out which lane you want to be on before you get on the bridge. And stick to it. And hopefully that'll clear things out. Everything's moving along here. Everything's moving along onto the intersection. These guys, not having the best of times. What's going on with the turns here? Do we have any rules for this? You can go into this lane or this lane. You can go into this lane or this lane. See how that works. They're all, once again, they're all in the one lane. All right, and I need to check the mod options here for the Traffic Manager. That's Traffic Manager Pro Edition 10.2. Gameplay, first of all, that should not be 100%. Enable Advanced Vehicle AI and Dynamic Lane Selection is on. And they're still doing this. These bastards. So, let's see. First of all, we have a bit of power line here we no longer need. Let me just make sure that everything is still properly connected. Would appear that we have a good connection over there. But is this connected to anything? It is. Okay. All right. So the power setup is fine. This is moving better. It's definitely moving better, but this is getting bad now. Because everybody wants to be in the same lane for some reason. Not sure why. But it's starting to back up into the rest of the city now. So what do we got here? What are our options? We could run a bypass, go around the intersection, and get them straight onto this on-ramp, theoretically. But I don't know if that's viable, and I don't know if it's elegant. Well, let me rephrase that. I know that's not elegant, and I don't know if it's viable. And then here, kind of the same thing. The roundabout just doesn't seem to have enough capacity for all of the traffic we're shoveling through it. In spite of the fact that the roads seem like they do. Can I go 4 lanes on the roundabout? Let's find out. What do we got? 4-lane, one-way road. And may God have mercy on our souls. Is this going to help at all? Yeah, maybe. I don't know if this is better. They are now using both lanes with a little more enthusiasm, though, although they're still kind of blocking traffic here, so. More TMPE. No lane changing. No lane changing. I'm actually, I have to be careful with this because it's possible to actually get these guys stuck to the point where they literally can't get to their destination because they're in the wrong lane. There have to be places where you can change lanes, basically. You have to use this lane. You have to use this lane. And you can go straight or turn. Okay, so we're going to check back in on this later. Let's see what the public transit situation over here looks like. I'm not sure enough people are using the buses, and I don't know if I have enough transit options here. Maybe I just need to add some secondary way to get here. So we have the train line. This guy right here. It says it's operating 0 trains, but we know that's not true. But do we actually have a train line between these two locations? I don't think we do. I think this is all like intercity passengers. So train line, start here. Go here. Hello? Is there a reason I can't run a train line from there to there? What's going on here? I mean, it's clearly connected, so what's the problem? Come on, lads. Ugh. Everything's being troublesome today. For some reason, I can't run a train line between these two stations. That's strange, right? That's not supposed to happen. Is it because I'm using the wrong track? No, it doesn't appear to be. I just can't do it. Well, if anybody wants to explain what's going on with that in the comments, please hit me up. In the meantime, not having a mainline public transit connection between here and here is obviously a serious issue. Not having a train it's not the end of the world, but it does bug me because we have these perfectly good train stations and there's no reason they shouldn't work. Is it because they can't turn around? I feel like I've done this before and there shouldn't be an issue. But let's just roll with it. What other options do we have? We have trams, doesn't seem appropriate. We have metros. We have trains. We have boats. Should we like pop down a ferry? I mean, there's not really a good place for a ferry. Airplanes, monorails. Can we have like a monorail over the river? I don't know. Honestly, there should just be a train connection, right? This is supposed to be straightforward. Let me try this one more time. And if that doesn't work out, we'll pop down the metro or something. Add a stop. Now this orange on the line, as far as I can tell, indicates that these are connected. But I cannot add a stop here. And I don't know why. Okay, well, I tried. I tried several times, and they say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So clearly I'm insane. What we'll do instead is we will run a subway line from, well, I think we should run it to Rail Yard Flats, and then people can transfer at Rail Yard Flats if they want to go somewhere else. So, get some underground track going on here. We're not going to come above ground on this one. I think we'll just, let's see. We'll run from here and we'll freehand this. Really slope too steep? Do I need to go farther down? No. Not sure what the deal is with this. Let's move this over here and go ahead and try it again. I love me some Metro Overhaul mod, but I really... Oh, that's because this is a station. There's just not enough space. So the next option would be to have the transfer station be here. And I think that's okay. Why do I keep getting this? Why can I not attach anything to this existing metro line? We're having all kinds of exciting issues with our public transit today, aren't we? I think that'll do it. And then from there, we're going to... This really isn't what I want to do. I'd much rather have trains, but something's wrong, and we clearly need more transit options here. So let's go over to about here. Do we want to come above ground here? What are you doing? Stop that. Man, nothing's cooperating today. So I was thinking we could maybe come above ground here for at least a section of this track, because I prefer the way that looks, frankly. So, like right about here, between the residents, well, it's going to be hard to fit a station in, isn't it? I mean, the logical thing to do, and let's just go do the same thing. Yes, I'm doing the same thing. Single island platform station like this. And why can't I put it here? Why do I have two of these? Slope too steep. Yeah, I can see that. I can see why that would be a problem. In that case, I apologize, but your fine place of business does not fit in with our plans for the city at this time. Okay. All right, well, we got a subway station going. Let's go ahead and put in a line. Create a new line. There we go. From there to here and back. And that's literally the entirety of the line. And it disappeared. Let's try that again. Stop it. Create a new line. Why are you being like this? Create a new line. Create a new line. Add a stop. This is a long-ass subway line, isn't it? And complete the line. There we go. Okay, now we have an honest-to-God subway line. We have one crossover here. That's not a huge deal, especially since, you know, we only have two tracks here. And, I mean, this is kind of dull. Maybe at some point we'll come up with a combined subway bus terminal here and do something a little bit nicer. But for now, it's really important that we alleviate some of the traffic issues here. And one of the best ways to do that is to just get as many people out of their cars as we can. But this train station thing bugs me. I'm not going to lie to you. That's really infuriating. I guess this hasn't changed much. It's kind of slogging along. It's workable for now. So we'll leave it at workable for now. That's going to do it for... What's going on here? Not enough fuel. Oh, that's new. Oh, the fuel delivery just came by. Okay, noted. Not enough fuel. We're going to have to see about generating a little more coal over in Mudslide. But not today, because this is going to have to do it for today. So, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed me futzing around with traffic intersections for another, 49 minutes? If you didn't, you're probably not in the right place. But if you did, why don't you think about subscribing and, liking my video and loving me and stuff like that. All right, folks, take it easy. See you next time. Peace.